Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. And who can say if your love grows as your heart shows? Only time.
Good morning. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm coming to you from the place where Mr. Mark does his messages. He's in the United States right now, so he's not using it. So I thought I would use it. That means I can come and do these in my house instead of coming and doing them in the schoolroom. Okay. So we have been talking about Egypt in our history class. And now this week, I want to go to some of the other places in Africa and talk about some of them. Okay. Now, in the list of things I'm supposed to talk about, Africa is the next part, but I ran into kind of a problem while I was making up these lessons. And that is that, so here's the thing about Africa. Africa has a lot of people in it. It has a lot of things for those people to use. It's got plenty of rivers, plenty of trees, plenty of animals, plenty of food. It's got a lot of things. So we ran into a problem in that Africa basically gave the people who lived there just about everything they needed. So they didn't see the need to go other places and find out about the rest of the world. Everything they needed was right there, so why go anywhere else? The Egyptians, lived up in the northeastern part of Africa. They lived out in the desert, so they had to really work hard for what they had. They had to live by the Nile. They had to really work for what they had, and they were able to get stronger because of all their hard work. People in other parts of Africa didn't have to work as hard. And so they didn't really see the need to go other places and find out where other things were. They didn't see the need to build up and make themselves strong. So the people in Africa don't have as much to do with history as people in other parts of the world. Now, I'm not saying that makes them bad. I'm saying that there's not a whole lot of stuff I can talk about. So this week the history lessons will be kind of short to talk about some of the things that happened in Africa. Today I want to talk to you about the country of Mali. Here's a picture of Africa. This is, here's Africa, you can see it all there. This is the Empire of Mali. Okay, it looks a lot, that's what it is today. It looks a lot different today. Here's what it looks like today. This is the country of Mali, M-A-L-I. And it just came about the same way that all these other countries came about. People came together to just say it was easier to work with each other, to build themselves up, to trade with each other. And they made themselves the Empire of Mali. It was the biggest empire in Africa. And the most famous ruler they had was this guy. His name is Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was their leader, their most famous leader. Wasn't their first one, but he was the most famous one. The thing about Mansa Musa is that, as rulers go, he was a pretty good guy. He was very generous because Mali had something that not a whole lot of other places had. They had loads and loads of gold. There was gold all over the place. And Mansa Musa, as the ruler, he had a lot of gold, and he made sure his people had a lot of gold. The other thing they had a lot of was this: salt. Now you say, Mr. Matt, what are you going to do with salt? Why is salt so important? Well, salt is very, very important, especially back then, for two reasons. The first is for your food. See, back then they didn't have refrigerators. If you had meat, you had carne, it would go bad very, very fast. But you rub some salt on it, it takes the water out and the other juices out, and it stays, it doesn't spoil as fast. You can keep it for a lot longer. The other thing that salt is very important for is it helps people who are in hot places. See, the human body doesn't hold on to water very well. That's why you sweat when you get hot. Okay? Your body pushes the water out. Okay? Salt helps you to hold on to water. You ever notice how thirsty you are every time you eat something salty? That's your body saying, hey, give me water. I can hold on to it now. Okay? So what? So why am I telling you that? Well, Mansa Musa traveled from Africa into Asia. And he had to pass through Egypt. There's a big old desert in the way. He took salt with him. He took plenty of salt because it helped him to be able to hold on to water. It helped him to stay alive. It helped his people to stay alive longer. It helped them not to die of thirst on the way through the desert. In the desert, you can go with plenty of water and plenty of salt. He also took plenty of gold. He took lots and lots of gold with him, and wherever he went, he gave gold to everybody because he was very, very generous. He gave gold to everybody, which kind of hurt people. Why? Well, here's the thing. What's so important about gold, apart from the fact that it looks nice? Well, the important thing about gold is there's not a whole lot of it, right? Why here in Roatan, is sand important? No, sand's not important because there's sand everywhere, right? Sand all the playas. Well, if everybody has sand, then what's the big deal? Well, that was the sort of thing about gold. If everybody has lots of gold, then it's not very important anymore. Mansa Musa went out and gave out so much gold that gold wasn't important anymore. Everybody now has lots of gold, and so gold, which is very expensive, very expensivo, now the price of gold goes. Yes, Mansa Musa was so generous, he gave out so much gold that gold lost all its value. So when he came back, he found people, why are you so poor? You have lots of gold. Well, yeah, but everybody has lots of gold now. Gold doesn't mean anything. Oops. So yes, Mansa Musa had to buy back all of his gold as he went back home. So yes. Okay, so that's the story of Mansa Musa. There wasn't a whole lot there, but like I said, there's not a whole lot in some of these countries. Okay, I only have about a week to spend on it, so I got to be careful. Okay, so before we go, let's go over our questions. Our first question for today was, what is the name of the most famous empire of West Africa? And that is the Empire of Mali. Mali, M-A-L-I. Question number 2, what was the name of its most famous ruler? And that was Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa. And number 3, where did the wealth of this empire come from? And the answer is, it came from gold and salt. 2 things that they had plenty of, and they put to good use. Okay, that's it for history today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some of the stories that came out of Africa. I got a little video for you to watch tomorrow. So, have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow.